कि बनवारी नथवारी की। दुहुन सिर कनक मुकुट झलके, दुहुन श्रुति कुंडल भल हलके, दुहुन दृग प्रेम सुधा छलके, चसीले बैन रसीले नैन गसीले सैन, दुहुन मैनन मनहारी की, कि बनवारी नथवारी की आरती प्रीतम प्यारी की, कि बनवारी नथवारी की। दुहुन दृग चितवनी परवारी, दुहुन लट लट कनी छवि न्यारी, दुहुन भौमट कनी अति प्यारी, रसन मुख पान हसन मुस्कान, दसन दम कान, दुहुन बेसर छवि न्यारी की, कि बनवारी नथवारी की। आरती प्रीतम प्यारी की, कि बनवारी नथवारी की। एक उर पीतांबर फहरे, एक उर नीलांबर लहरे, दुहुन उर लरमोतिन छहरे, कांकनन खनक किंकिनी झनक, नुपुरन भनक, दुहुन रुन झुन धुनी प्यारी की, कि बनवारी नथवारी की। आरती प्रीतम प्यारी की, कि बनवारी नथवारी की। एक सिर मोर मुकुट राजे, एक सिर चुनरी छवि छाजे, दुहुन सिर तिरछे भल भ्राजे, संग ब्रज बाल लाडली लाल बाह गल डाल, कृपाल दुहुन दृग चारी की, कि बनवारी नथवारी की। आरती प्रीतम प्यारी की, कि बनवारी नथवारी की। आरती प्रीतम प्यारी की, कि बनवारी नथवारी की। श्री राम श्री राम श्री रामचंद्र कृपालु भज मन, हरण भव भय दारुणम, नव कंज लोचन कंज मुख कर कंज पद कंजारुणम। श्री राम कंदर्प अगणित अमित छवि, नवनील नीरद सुंदरम, पटपीत मानहु तड़ित रुचि शुचि, नौमि जनक सुतावरम। पटपीत मानहु तड़ित रुचि शुचि, नौमि जनक सुतावरम। श्री राम भजु दीन बंधु दिनेश दानव, दैत्य वंश निकंदनम, रघुनंद आनंद कंद, कौशल चंद दशरथ नंदनम, रघुनंद आनंद कंद कौशल चंद्र दशरथ नंदनम श्री राम सिर मुकुट कुंडल तिलक चारु उदार अंग विभूषण आजानुभुज शर चाप धर संग्राम जित धर दूषण आजानुभुज शर चाप धर संग्राम जित खर दूषण श्री राम इति वदति तुलसीदास शंकर शेष मुनि मन रंजनम मम हृदय कंज निवास कुरु कामादि खल दल गंजनम मम हृदय कंज निवास कुरु कामादि खल दल गंजनम श्री रामचंद्र कृपालु भजु मन हरण भव भय दारुणम नव कंज लोचन कंज मुख कर कंज पद कंजारुणम श्री राम बोलिए लाडली लाल की जय। श्री राजा रामचंद्र की जय। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। श्रीमद सद्गुरु सरकार की जय। जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे। Happy Basant Panchami, everyone. Happy Republic Day also. Can everyone just not leave a gap in the middle? Everyone come closer, please. Thank you. On this side too. Basant Panchami is the arrival of spring. So spring hasn't really started, we can feel that. It's too cold to be spring, but it's just starting now and it will get warmer. This is the meaning of Basant Panchami. Pancham means fifth, so it's the fifth day of the Hindu lunar month of Magh. So this is Basant Panchami. It has many significances. We being the devotees of Sri Radha and Krishna, the significance for us is that Radha and Krishna are now swinging on the jhula. They are celebrating Basant Panchami. There's a lot of, there are new leaves on the trees. Everything is new and fresh. So we celebrate we celebrate Basant Panchami with Radha and Krishna in mind. Shri Krishna and Radha Rani, they do Ras, Basantotsav. They do Ras in the Basant season. So we concentrate on that. There are many children, many students throughout the world who are doing Saraswati Puja. We have learned not to love God for a selfish reason. So we are accustomed to loving God. You are all hearing the philosophy of Jagat Guru Uttam Shri Kripaluji Maharaj, who has taught the entire world to love God at all times and never to ask for favors. So we respect Saraswati Mata. We know she is the goddess of learning. She's the goddess of wisdom. But we do not ask for anything in return. We just love selflessly. This is a lesson that we are learning. There are other significances, but let's concentrate on, we'll concentrate on Sri Radha and Krishna. Because Sri Krishna is the mool, he is the jad, he is the root and everyone else is subservient to him. So if we have worshipped him, and if we have done Roop Dhyan on Sri Radha and Krishna, then we have done Roop Dhyan on everyone, all the personalities. So we will do that. You have some handouts in front of you. If you don't, would you kindly raise your hand? Up here so that you can be seen. And someone please get them. Thank you. So Basant Ritu and Jhula, they go hand in hand. As you can see, we have Shama and Sham on the Jhula over here in our sadhana hall here. And so Yugalavar Jhule Kunj Kutir. The very first bhajan. Radha and Krishna are walking on the swing in the pleasure groves of Vrindavan. Nathvari pyari aru pyaro murli varo veer. Veer means, in Braj Bhasha, Veer means Sakhi. So, O Sakhi, Radharani is ornamented with a beautiful nose ring, and beloved Krishna is holding the flute. Jhula daryo kadambani daran kalindi ketir. The swing, the jhula, is suspended from the branch of the kadamba tree on the shore of the Yamuna. Shama jhulati shama jhulavat hue ras prem adhir. Radharani is sitting on the swing, on the jhula, while Sham Sundar lovingly pushes the swing. And someone can get at all times, if you could just be swinging that jhula. Not just all the time, but it should be rocked all the time, but different devotees can do that. Gavati megh malar alin milil pulakit sakal sharir. All the gopis are singing rag megh malar and getting goosebumps on their bodies due to love for Radha and Krishna. Lakhat kripalu shambhu sanakadik dhari tanu shuk pik kir. Shri Maharaj Ji says, Jagadguru Shri Kripalu Ji Maharaj says, Bhagwan Shankar and Sanakadik Paramahansas are witnessing this divine scene in the form of parrots, peacocks, and cuckoo birds. So these great personalities want to behold the beautiful scene of Radha and Krishna in the pleasure groves of Vrindavan, sitting on the swing, and Lord Krishna rocking the swing, and Radharani sitting on the swing. This scene is so divinely beautiful, and we will do Roop Dhyan of this scene. Jhule kunj kutir yugal var. Jhule kunj kutir yugal var. Nathvari pyari aru pyaro. Nathvari pyari aru pyaro. Murli varo veer yugal var. Murli वारो वीर युगल वर झूले 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 कुंज कुटीर युगल वर झूले कुंज कुटीर युगल वर झूला डर्यो कदम बनी डारन झूला डर्यो कदम बनी डारन कालिंदी हो कालिंदी के तीर युगल वर कालिंदी के तीर युगल वर झूले 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 कुंज कुटीर युगल वर श्यामा झूलती श्यामा झूलती श्याम झुलावत श्यामा झूलती श्याम झुलावत श्यामा झूलती श्याम झुलावत श्यामा झूलती श्याम झुलावत श्याम झुलावत श्यामा झूलती श्याम झुलावत श्यामा झूलती श्याम झुलावत रस प्रेम अधीर युगल वर रस प्रेम रस प्रेम अधीर युगल वर झूले कुंज कुटीर युगल वर झूले कुंज कुटीर युगल वर गावती मेघ मलार अलीन मिली गावती मेघ मलार अलीन मिली गावती मेघ मलार अलीन पुलकित सकल शरीर युगल वर 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 झूले 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 कुंज कुटीर युगल वर झूले कुंज कुटीर युगल वर लखत कृपालु लखत कृपालु शंभु सनकादिक लखत कृपालु शंभु सनकादिक लखत कृपालु शंभु सनकादिक हरि तनु शुक पीख कीर युगल वर हरि तनु शुक पीक कीर युगल वर झूले झूले कुंज कुटीर युगल वर झूले कुंज कुटीर युगल वर झूले कुंज कुटीर युगल वर कुंज कुटीर युगल सरकार की जय, झूलन लीला की जय. That's a very guarded kind of jai. Let me not say it very loudly. Yugal Sarkar ki jai. We need to have the enthusiasm that is befitting Basant Ritu. Very last page. These are some of the verses, dohas from Radha Govind Geet, in which Jagat Guru Shri Kripalu Ji Maharaj talks about Basant Ritu, spring season. The most pleasant season of Basant is perennial for saints, meaning for saints it's always Basant season. O my mind, today is Basant, so associate with saints endowed with the endearing quality of royal swans. Meaning, Tulsidas Ji says in his Ramayan that royal swan, Raj Hans, has a unique quality, and that is to be able to separate water from milk. So if you put a dish containing water plus milk mixture in front of the royal swan, the swan has a unique ability to drink only the milk and leave aside the water. And so saints are like that. They live in the world and they accept all that is good and godly and they discard everything else. So that is how we should be living in the world. Take only the good and the positive and the devotional and leave everything else aside. Just like a royal swan leaves aside the water, drinks the milk. So the Gopi says, today is Basant, Sakhi. Beloved Shyamsundar will return to us very soon. Basant season has come, one says, but beloved Shyamsundar has not come back to us. How is he able to live without us? The Gopi is saying, he used to say that he cannot live without us for even a moment. How is he able to live without us? Sakhi, the season of Basant seems more miserable, very miserable in my beloved's absence. Normally, the Basant Ritu, the spring season, it brings about a lot of joy and happiness, but I am miserable because my beloved is not here. Basant season's arrival without my beloved is like my life. It seems that my life is coming to an end. Sakhi, beloved has not come back. It seems the spring season has come to put an end to my life. So here is the separation that the gopis feel from Shyamsundar. They were waiting for his arrival. He did not come. He is testing them. He's testing their love for him, and he has not come back. And the gopis are missing him so much. They are longing to have his darshan, but they will not go just a few miles away. They will not go to Mathura. He's not far away, but they will not go because they are selfless. They feel that if it will make him unhappy to see them, then they will not go to him. They don't look out for their own happiness, they only look for his happiness. Tat sukha sukhitvam. This is why the gopis, they used to walk around so much all day long. They could have easily gone to Mathura, but they did not. Because he did not call for them, he did not invite them, he did not express the desire to see them. So they are thinking, what if he becomes very unhappy if he sees me, so I will not go? It's not that they're putting on airs that we will not go if he doesn't invite us. No, nothing of the sort. But we don't want him to be miserable. That is what they're thinking. So the Basant Ritu it gives so much happiness, enthusiasm to everyone except for the gopi who is pining for her beloved, longing for his return. And that is a feeling that we should have in our hearts, but we should develop that feeling as we sing these verses. Radhe Radhe Govind Govind Radhe 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 Govind Govind Radhe 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 Govind Govind Radhe. Everyone please sing and clap. Govind Radhe Govind Radhe 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 Govind Govind Radhe संत जन का रहा गोविंद राधे संत जन का रहा गोविंद राधे गोविंद राधे गोविंद राधे संत जन का रहा गोविंद राधे संत जन का बारह मास बसंत बता दे 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 आज है बसंत मन आज है बसंत मन गोविंद राधे आज है बसंत मन गोविंद राधे गोविंद राधे गोविंद राधे गोविंद राधे गोविंद राधे आज है बसंत मन गोविंद राधे आज है बसंत मन गोविंद राधे हंस गुण संतों का संग बता दे 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 राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे 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 गोविंद गोविंद राधे आया है बसंत सखी गोविंद राधे आया है बसंत सखी गोविंद राधे गोविंद राधे आया है बसंत सखी गोविंद राधे आया है बसंत सखी गोविंद राधे आएंगे बसंत पर कंत बता दे।
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 आए ना बसंत को भी गोविंद राधे।
आए ना बसंत को भी गोविंद राधे।
गोविंद राधे।
गोविंद राधे।
आए ना बसंत को भी गोविंद राधे।
आए ना बसंत को भी गोविंद राधे।
कैसे रहा गया, कैसे रहा गया, कंत ते बता दे।
कैसे रहा गया कंत ते बता दे।
कैसे रहा गया, कंत ते बता दे।
कैसे रहा गया कंत ते बता दे।
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे।
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे।
आके बसंत सखी गोविंद राधे।
आके बसंत सखी गोविंद राधे।
गोविंद राधे।
गोविंद राधे।
आके बसंत सखी गोविंद राधे।
आके बसंत सखी गोविंद राधे।
और दुख दे बिनु कंत बता दे।
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 आके बसंत सखी गोविंद राधे।
आके बसंत सखी गोविंद राधे।
गोविंद राधे।
गोविंद राधे।
आके बसंत सखी गोविंद राधे।
आके बसंत सखी गोविंद राधे।
कंत बिनु मेरे, कंत बिनु मेरे प्राणंत बता दे।
कंत बिनु मेरे
प्राणंत
बता
बता दे। कंत बिनु मेरे प्राणंत बता दे।
कंत बिनु मेरे प्राणंत बता दे।
कंत नहीं आए सखी, कंत नहीं आए सखी गोविंद राधे।
कंत नहीं आए सखी गोविंद राधे।
गोविंद राधे।
गोविंद राधे।
कंत नहीं आए सखी गोविंद राधे।
कंत नहीं आए सखी गोविंद राधे।
आया बसंत अंत, आया बसंत अंतक ज्यों बता दे।
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 राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे।
राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद 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 राधे
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 राधे राधे गोविंद 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 गोविंद राधे
So the very first verse we sang is Sant Jan ka raha Govind Radhe Barah Mas Basant Batade. For saints, they who have attained God, they have attained God realization, they are fully surrendered to God, their love for God is 100%. For them, all year long, it is Basant Ritu, it is spring season. But how is that? For that, let's turn to page number 1, bhajan number 2. Sant Jan Barah Mas Basant. So this is a different composition by Sri Maharaj Ji from Premras Madhira. What we sang from is from Radha Govind Geet, some of the verses. So here Sri Maharaj Ji explains how it is that for saints it is spring season throughout the year. Saints are always surrounded by the spring season. Piyu piyu kahi kahi chin chin nishi din kukat kokil sant. There's a very beautiful sounding bird, the cuckoo bird, the koel, and it says in a very sweet voice a sound that seems to say piyu piyu, like that. Piyu also means priyatam, beloved. So just as the cuckoo bird makes the piyu piyu sound in the spring season, saints always call out to their beloved, piyu piyu, priyatam, sham sundar. They again and again they call out to their beloved. In the spring season, there are many trees that drop leaves. Saints likewise also shed tears of love. Kabahu ka jharat drigan asuvan. They shed tears. Janu, like jhar tarupatra anand, like trees drop leaves in the spring season. They always cry out for their beloved, they always cry for him, they pine for him, they long for him. Kabahu ka jhumi jhumi madhukar janu gun gunat gun kant. Just like the madhukar, the black bee, these lovers of God wander here and there, humming songs and singing songs of their beloved's glory. In the spring season, there is a plentiful crop of mustard. So just like the bursting crop of mustard in the spring season, the heart of these saints bursts with love of their beloved. Kabahu pramat phool sarson janu phooli phooli harishant. Prem basant kripalu nitya raha ras sarasant na ant. Sri Maharaj Ji says, spring season lasts only 2 months, but the springtime of the saints' love for God remains for all time, increasing for all eternity. Spring season does not last more than 2 or 3 months, but for the saints, spring season is there throughout the year, and their love for God remains for all time. Not only does it remain, but it increases. Their love for God increases day by day. So we learn many lessons from the spring season. One that I'll ask you to go back to the verses. आज है बसंत मन गोविंद राधे हंस गुण संतों का संग बता दे. Associate with saints endowed with the endearing quality of royal swans. The lesson we learn from this is that just as saints accept only that which is useful to them, and they simply do not accept what is not necessary for them, we too should live in the world like that. Do we always get to hear desirable words? No. Do we always get to associate with those who will tell us about God? No. We meet with different kinds of people. There are many circumstances, many situations in life where we are being offered something that is not of any use to us. So rather than accepting everything that comes our way, we should be very discriminating, like the royal swan. It is very discriminating creature. It accepts only milk and leaves aside the water. And so we should be. We should be like that as well, accepting only that is good for us, accepting only that is beneficial for us. One day, a man went to Mahatma Buddha, Lord Buddha, and started to abuse him. And Lord Buddha said nothing. The man kept on saying many rude things to Lord Buddha. And after some time, the man started thinking, why is he not responding? Why is he not reacting? And Lord Buddha at the same time asked one of his disciples, give this man something to drink. Give him some water to drink. Can you not see that he's been talking for a long time? He must have a parched throat, so give him something to drink. And the man was completely baffled. He finally said, are you made of wood or stone? I have been cursing you, I have been insulting you in so many ways, but you are not reacting. And Lord Buddha said, well, my friend, you gave me a gift for which I had no use. I don't have any use for your abusive words, so I simply did not accept them. So Lord Buddha did not react to this man's words because he said, this is a gift he's giving me, but I don't have any need for it. I don't need it. It's useless for me. So he said, I didn't accept the gift that you gave me, so the gift has stayed with you. It has remained with you. What a wonderful lesson that is for us to learn, that we should accept only that which is useful to us, and we should just reject what is not useful for us. That undesirable thing that we're getting gift may be in the form of words that we don't like to hear. There are many people who speak unkind words, they speak rude words, and we don't have any need for them, so we should not listen to them. Or we should, okay, well, I have 2 ears, I will listen, I will have to listen, I will have to hear it. But then hear it through one ear and let it go out the other. Don't keep it in between. There are circumstances where you cannot help but hear what the other person is saying. But since it is of no use to you, do not keep it with you, just let it go. And our effort should be not to listen to that in the first place. But there are many times when you can't help it. You cannot help it, you have to hear it, but don't keep it in your mind. Into one ear, out the other, right? There are many things that we hear, many things that we see. We see, hear, taste, touch, and smell the world every day. But keep only that which is useful to you and reject the rest. That is a powerful lesson to learn on this Basant Panchami day. And as I was saying, it is Saraswati Puja day also. So let's talk about knowledge. The Bhagavad says, Sa vidya tan materiya. True knowledge is that which will lead you to love God. Is it true knowledge? How can I tell? Does it help you love God? No. Then it's not. Does it help you to love God? Yes, that is true knowledge. This, by the way, is the motto of our schools, the educational institutes that Sri Maharaj Ji has inspired. The 3 schools, going from kindergarten right up to actually college, MA. The motto is Sa vidya tan materiya. True knowledge is that which leads to love. Our scriptures tell us that every human being has the responsibility to attain true knowledge of God. And if a human does not fulfill this responsibility, then he is born in lower forms of life for a long, long time. If we do not make an attempt to gain true knowledge, godly knowledge, then scriptures ask us, what did you do in the human form of life? You were given such a privilege, the rarest privilege was given, and along with the privilege, always, along with the privilege comes a huge responsibility. We cannot have one without the other. When we are given a privilege, there's a responsibility also. So we have the responsibility to know God and to love God and to reach God. The scriptures say, the Vedas say, Uttishtat, Utho, Jagrat, Jago, Prapya Varan Nibodhat. Guru ke dwara Bhagavad Gyan Prapt Karo. Awaken, arise, say the Vedas, and seek the holy association of a Guru so that you may learn about God. Because that is the aim of life. That is the knowledge that we need to acquire. A disciple said to his Guru, Guruji, I'm so happy today. He went with a box of sweets. Mithai leke gaya. Guruji, I have graduated today. Guru said, did you graduate from Maya yet? No. That will be the real graduation. The real graduation is when you graduate from Maya, when you're no longer tormented by Maya. It is not to say that an MA degree, a PhD, a BA degree, MA degree, any degree that is worthless. It's not. Of course, it's for the sake of the body. But it's not for us. It's not for the soul. That is a real education. That is a real knowledge. However, gaining worldly knowledge opens up our mind. It is important also because it opens up the horizons. It opens up our mind to receive the godly knowledge. As we learn about things about the world, which is also necessary for the sake of the body, we also become more inspired. We find it easier to learn about God. We are able to reason better. And godly knowledge, of course, is not a subject of reason or logic, but up to a certain point, we have to have that logic, that reasoning, sense of reasoning, so that we may understand what is being said. In Sri Maharaj Ji's satsang, there are many well-educated people. And Sri Maharaj Ji had said to us that there were many lawyers and many Supreme Court judges in his satsang because when he spoke, they really understood what he was saying because they had this education behind them, so they could really understand the depth of what he was saying. I'm not saying that someone who did not go to school, someone who is illiterate or who had little education cannot understand it. What I'm trying to say is that worldly education is not a hindrance either. It could become a hindrance if it leads to pride, but it can become very useful in acquiring godly knowledge because you open up your mind to receive godly knowledge too. On the other hand, someone who is illiterate, there are many instances in our Hindu history of many saints who were completely illiterate, but they had the power of faith, so they could grasp what was being told to them and they accepted everything that was being told to them. They didn't have any doubt, so they also attained God. Anyhow, so knowledge of God is the highest knowledge, and that is what we must work towards always. Always work towards that. If we don't, then human form of life, the greatest privilege, will not be given to us very soon after this life is over. Many, many lifetimes will go by. The scriptures say that many kalpa will go by. And each kalp, it's a unit of time which lasts more than 4 billion years. So for many, many kalpa will go by before we get the human opportunity again. So we must always be mindful of this fact that life was given to us for a very noble purpose. To know God, to love God, and to reach God. We are students all lifelong. All lifelong we are students. We graduate from college, or from school, or from college, university, and then we say, I'm done with that. But we're never really done with acquiring knowledge. We are always going to be disciples of our Guru. We're always going to be learning, because what he gives is an ocean full of knowledge, and all that we are accepting right now is little droplets. So there's so much to learn, so much to absorb. So we are always students. So Saraswati Mata represents knowledge, and today is the Saraswati Puja, which goes on all over the world, wherever Hindus are there. And since we do not worship God for a reason, we certainly are very respectful of the fact that Mother Saraswati is the goddess of knowledge, and we may not be celebrating Saraswati Puja externally, but we do love what she represents, and that is knowledge. Now, when it was Basant Ritu 5,000 years ago, Sri Krishna decided to perform the Ras with the gopis, Radha and Krishna. And you have heard this story, I'm sure, many times, but I will retell it. Sri Krishna noticed that the gopis were becoming proud. He was telling them, you are the most beautiful females. You are the best singers. You are the best dancers. You're such experts in dancing. Look how your feet are moving. Look how your limbs are moving. You are so good in dance. Dance, song, beauty. Oh, you excel in all these three. The gopis became proud. And wherever there is pride, God beats a hasty retreat. When he sees pride, he says, I'm not going to stay here. I'm not going to remain here. So Bhagwan Shri Krishna left. And he took Radharani with him, because Radharani is not a gopi. She is the same as Shri Krishna. Joi Radha soi Krishna hai. Yeyam Radha yascha Krishna. The one who is Krishna is Radha. The one who is Radha is Krishna. Joi Radha soi Krishna hai. Inme bhed naman. Ik hai hladini shakti aru. Shaktiman ik jan. Bhakti Shatak. So Radha and Krishna left. Then the gopis were devastated because they could not see their beloved anywhere. Because they were experiencing unlimited happiness in union with him, united with him, they were experiencing immeasurable happiness. Now he is no longer there, they cannot see him. He has disappeared from their midst. In other words, he has made himself invisible because he cannot go anywhere. He is omnipresent. They are now experiencing immeasurable unhappiness also, immeasurable sadness. And Radharani is so soft-hearted that she cannot tolerate, she cannot bear the pain of others. And these are the gopis. They love Sri Krishna the most. So Radharani's heart melted, and she also pretended to be proud. She said to Thakurji, she said, Priyatam, I don't know where you are taking me, but I am tired. And if you wish me to go along with you, then you will have to give me a ride on your shoulders. And Sri Krishna thought, oh, Kishori ji has also become proud. So he bent down a little bit so that she could ride on his shoulders, but then in the meantime he disappeared. And Radharani then, she started crying for him. The gopis were crying for him. They all met up. The gopis met up with Radharani and they asked Radharani, we have been searching for him, but we cannot find him. Where will he be found? Where will Priyatam Shyamsundar be found? And Radharani said, oh gopis, you cannot find him by looking for him. If you keep on looking for him, despite the fact that you look for him for countless lifetimes, you will never find him. Because sadhanau ghairana sangaira labhya suchiradapi. There is no sadhan, there is no means through which Sri Krishna can be found. Then what do we do? Bhagavad prapti upayo hi sarva sadhana hinata. A saint has said, the only way to find God is to accept that you are helpless and to plead helplessness before him. Radharani said, let's all sit down and cry for him, call out to him with tears in our eyes. And beloved Shyamsundar cannot bear to see his devotees cry. He responds very quickly when he sees the tears of a devotee. So they all sat down, they sang the glory of Sri Krishna, they sang his virtues, they sang about his pastimes, and Sri Krishna appeared. But when he appeared, he did so in the form of Mahavishnu, the Chaturbhuji Mahavishnu, the four-armed Mahavishnu. And the gopis all covered their faces and they started fixing their clothes and their ornaments. Because they were all women. And now this stranger, this man has come, and who is he? We don't know. And they are very surprised that a man should come in the midst of all these women. And they told him in no uncertain terms. They said, sir, it does not befit you to be here in our midst. We are devastated because we cannot find our beloved, and you have come here. Who are you? And Shri Krishna smiled and he said, I am your beloved. I'm the one you were crying for. And they took offense. They said, how dare you? How dare you say that you are our beloved? Our beloved does not have 4 arms. He has only 2 arms. You don't look anything like him. Ultimately, Sri Krishna had to accept defeat, but Lalita Sakhi said to the others, she said, well, let's just humor him. Let's say that, let's say he is God. That, he's saying he's Shyamsundar, he is God. Let's call him out on that. So Lalita Sakhi represented all the gopis and she said, Maharaj, you're saying you're God? Yes, I'm Shyamsundar, I'm God. Then we have heard that God gives boons. He fulfills desires. Yes. Can you fulfill our desire? What is it? We want our Shyamsundar back. And Sri Krishna thought, again Shyamsundar? I'm telling you I'm Shyamsundar. No, if you are God, you will fulfill our desire. Bring our beloved back to us. And Shyamsundar smiled and he made the 2 arms disappear. Now he's holding a flute. The shankh is gone, the conch is gone, the mace, the gada is gone, the lotus is gone, the Sudarshan chakra disappeared, and now he is their beloved Shyamsundar. He has come back. And all the gopis rushed towards him and they embraced him. From this Leela that took place 5,000 years ago on Basant Panchami, we learn that God, who is very majestic, Mahavishnu, he is not to be, that aspect of God should not be worshipped, because Mahavishnu he is God being God. And we tend to hesitate in going near to him we are intimidated. He is so great and we are too small. But when the same Mahavishnu comes as Krishna, then there is no distance between us. He is our loving master, our loving friend, our loving child, and above all, he is our loving beloved. So there is no distance between him and us. Now we can love him. We're not afraid of him. A lot of people talk about being afraid of God. We shouldn't be afraid of him. We should be loving him. Why be afraid of the one who is the only one who is ours? One who is our beloved, who is our child, who is our mother, father, our loving master. He's everything all in one. Why be afraid of him? We must love him. Love we cannot. We cannot love him if we love him as Mahavishnu. And the gopis teach us that lesson too. By rejecting Mahavishnu aspect, they accepted only the Bhagwan aspect, Bhagwan Shri Krishna. And they took even Bhagwan out of that. Now he's only Shri Krishna. He is our loving master, loving friend, eternal friend, loving child, and above all, our loving beloved. So we learn very important lessons from Basant Panchami, from many different scenarios. So on this occasion of Basant, let's go to bhajan number 3. Shama Sham Saloni Surat Ko Shringar Basanti Hai. Shama Sham Saloni Surat Ko Shringar Basanti Hai.
Shama Sham Saloni Surat Ko Shringar Basanti Hai.
Shama Sham Saloni Surat Ko Shringar Basanti Hai.
Shama Sham
Clap everyone, please.
Surat Ko Shringar Basanti Hai.
Shringar Basanti Hai. Ko Shringar Basanti Hai. Radhe Radhe
Ko Shringar
Basanti Hai. Ko Shringar
Basanti Hai. Radhe Radhe
Shama Sham Saloni Surat Ko Shringar Basanti Hai.
Shama Sham Saloni Surat Ko Shringar Basanti Hai.
मोर मुकुट की लटक बसंती.
मोर मुकुट की लटक बसंती.
चंद्रकला की चटक बसंती.
चंद्रकला की चटक बसंती.
मुख मुरली की मटक बसंती.
मुख मुरली की मटक बसंती.
सिर पे पेच श्रवण कुंडल छविदार बसंती है. राधे राधे
पे तेज श्रवण कुंडल छविदार
श्रवण कुंडल छविदार बसंती है। राधे राधे
पे पेच श्रवण कुंडल छविदार बसंती है। राधे राधे
राधे राधे
राधे राधे
राधे राधे
राधे राधे
सिर पे पेच श्रवण कुंडल छविदार बसंती है। राधे राधे
पे पेच श्रवण कुंडल छविदार बसंती है। राधे राधे
श्यामा श्याम सलोनी सूरत को श्रृंगार बसंती है।
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 माथे चंदन लहस्यो बसंती।
माथे चंदन लस्यो बसंती।
कटि पीतांबर कस्यो बसंती।
कटि पीतांबर कस्यो बसंती।
कटि पीतांबर कस्यो बसंती।
कटि पीतांबर कस्यो बसंती।
मनमोहन मनमोहन मन बस्यो बसंती।
मनमोहन मन बस्यो बसंती।
मनमोहन मन बस्यो बसंती।
मनमोहन मन बस्यो बसंती।
गुंजमाल गल सो है फुलन को हार बसंती है। राधे राधे
गुंजमाल गल सोहे फुलन को हार बसंती है। राधे राधे
गुंजमाल गल सो है फुलन को हार बसंती है। राधे राधे
गुंजमाल गल सोहे फुलन को हार बसंती है। राधे राधे
राधे राधे
राधे
राधे राधे
राधे राधे
गुंजमाल गल सो है फुलन को हार बसंती है। राधे राधे
गुंजमाल गल सोहे फुलन को हार बसंती है। राधे राधे
सिर पे पेच श्रवण कुंडल छविदार बसंती है। राधे राधे
पे पेच श्रवण कुंडल छविदार बसंती है। राधे राधे
राधे राधे
राधे राधे
राधे राधे
राधे राधे
श्यामा श्याम सलोनी सूरत को श्रृंगार बसंती है।
श्यामा श्याम सलोनी सूरत को श्रृंगार बसंती है।
श्यामा श्याम सलोनी सूरत को श्रृंगार बसंती है।
श्यामा श्याम सलोनी सूरत को
कनक कड़ूला हस्त बसंती,
कनक कड़ूला हस्त बसंती,
हस्त बसंती,
हस्त बसंती,
कनक कड़ूला हस्त बसंती,
कनक कड़ूला हस्त बसंती,
चलै चाल अलमस्त बसंती,
चले चाल अलमस्त बसंती,
अलमस्त बसंती,
अलमस्त बसंती,
पहिरी रहे सब वस्त्र 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 बसंती,
रुनुक झुनुक पग पायल की झंकार बसंती है, राधे राधे।
झुनुक झुनुक पग पायल की झनकार बसंती है, राधे राधे।
रुनुक झुनुक पग पायल की झंकार बसंती है, राधे राधे।
झुनुक झुनुक पग पायल की झनकार बसंती है, राधे राधे।
ओ राधे राधे,
राधे राधे,
राधे राधे।
राधे राधे।
रुनुक झुनुक पग पायल की झंकार बसंती है, राधे राधे।
झुनुक झुनुक पग पायल की झनकार बसंती है, राधे राधे।
श्यामा श्याम सलोनी सूरत को श्रृंगार बसंती है,
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 संग ग्वालन को टोल बसंती,
संग ग्वालन को टोल बसंती,
टोल बसंती,
टोल बसंती,
बजे चंग ढप ढोल बसंती,
बजे चंग ढप ढोल बसंती,
बोल रहे सब, बोल रहे सब बोल बसंती,
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 सब सखियन में राधे जू सरदार बसंती है, राधे राधे।
सब सखियन में राधे जू सरदार बसंती है, राधे राधे।
सब सखियन में राधे जू सरदार बसंती है, राधे राधे।
सब सखियन में राधे जो सरदार बसंती है, राधे राधे।
सब सखियन में राधे जू सरदार बसंती है। राधे राधे
सब सखियन में राधे जो सरदार बसंती है। राधे राधे
राधे राधे
राधे
राधे
राधे
राधे
राधे राधे
सब सखियन में राधे जो सरदार बसंती है। राधे राधे
सब सखियन में राधे जो सरदार बसंती है। राधे राधे
श्यामा श्याम सलोनी सूरत को श्रृंगार बसंती है।
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 परम प्रेम प्रसाद बसंती।
परम प्रेम प्रसाद बसंती।
प्रसाद बसंती
प्रसाद बसंती
लगे चसीलो स्वाद बसंती।
लगे चसीलो स्वाद बसंती
है रही सब मरजाद बसंती।
रही सब मरजाद बसंती।
है रही सब मरजाद बसंती।
रही सब मरजाद बसंती।
पिय प्यारी रस पगे रसिक सब सदा बसंती हैं। राधे राधे
पिय प्यारी रस पगे रसिक सब सदा बसंती है। राधे राधे
पिय प्यारी रस पगे रसिक सब सदा बसंती हैं। राधे राधे
प्यारी रस पगे रसिक सब सदा बसंती है। राधे राधे
ओ ब्रज रस छके कृपालु महाप्रभु सदा बसंती हैं। राधे राधे
रस छके कृपालु महाप्रभु सदा बसंती है। राधे राधे
राधे राधे
राधे
राधे राधे
राधे
राधे राधे
राधे राधे
ओ ब्रज रस छके कृपालु महाप्रभु सदा बसंती हैं। राधे राधे
ब्रज रस छके कृपालु महाप्रभु सदा बसंती है। राधे राधे
ब्रज रस छके कृपालु महाप्रभु सदा बसंती हैं। राधे राधे
ब्रज रस छके कृपालु महाप्रभु सदा बसंती है। राधे राधे
पिय प्यारी रस पगे रसिक सब सदा बसंती हैं। राधे राधे
प्रिय प्यारी रस पगे रसिक सब सदा बसंती है। राधे राधे
सब सखियन में राधे जू सरदार बसंती हैं। राधे राधे
सब सखियन में राधे जो सरदार बसंती है। राधे राधे
रुनुक झुनुक पग पायल की झंकार बसंती है। राधे राधे
झुनुक झुनुक पग पायल की झंकार बसंती है। राधे राधे
गुंज माल गल सो है फूलन को हार बसंती है। राधे राधे
गुंज माल गल सो है फूलन को हार बसंती है। राधे राधे
सिर पे पेच श्रवण कुंडल छविदार बसंती है। राधे राधे
सिर पे पेच श्रवण कुंडल छविदार बसंती है। राधे राधे
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 श्यामा श्याम सलोनी सूरत को श्रृंगार बसंती है।
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 बोलिए युगल सरकार की जय। बोलिए बसंत सरकार की जय। बसंत ऋतु की जय। We will now do the arti of Jagat Guru Shri Kripalu Ji Maharaj, who has made our lives basanti. Won't you agree? Yes? He has put so much color in our lives. He has put joy in our lives. He has put happiness, delight in our lives. He has brought devotion into our lives. So let us perform the arti of our Gurudev with lots of love and devotion. Please stand. जयति जगद गुरु गुरुवर की गाओ मिली आरती। रसिक वर की गाओ गाओ मिली आरती। रसिक वर की गुरुपद नखमणि चंद्रिका प्रकाश। जाके उर बसे ताके मोह तम नाश। जाके माथ नाथ तब हाथ करे वास। ताते होए माया मोह सब ही निराश। पावे गति मति रति राधावर की गाओ मिली आरती। रसिक वर की गाओ गाओ मिली आरती। रसिक वर की अरे मन मूढ़ छाड़ नारी नर हाथ। गुरु बिनु ब्रह्म श्याम हो न देंगे साथ। कोमल कृपालु बड़े कृपा सिंधु नाथ। पाके इन्हें आज तू अनाथ हो सनाथ। इन्हीं के अधीन कृपा गिरिधर की गाओ मिली आरती। रसिक वर की गाओ गाओ मिली आरती। रसिक वर की भक्ति योग रस अवतार अभिराम। करेंगे गमागम समन्वय ललाम। श्यामा श्याम नाम रूप लीला गुणधाम। बांट रहे प्रेम निष्काम बिनु दाम। हो रही सफल काया नारी नर की गाओ मिली आरती। रसिक वर की गाओ गाओ मिले आरती रसिक वर की। लली लाल लीला का सलोना सुविलास, छाया दिव्य दृष्टि बिच प्रेम का प्रकाश। वैसा ही विनोद वही मंजू मृदुहास, करे बस बर बस उच्च अट्टहास। झूमी चले चाल वही नटवर की, गाओ मिली आरती रसिक वर की। गाओ गाओ मिली आरती रसिक वर की। जयति जगत गुरु गुरुवर की, गाओ मिली आरती रसिक वर की। गाओ गाओ मिली आरती रसिक वर की। बोलिए लाडली लाल की जय, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, जगत गुरु उत्तम श्री कृपालु जी महाराज की जय। जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे।